Hey, what's up guys? Steve here, and today we're going to take a look at the 20 highest selling basketball cards from the February of 2023 Heritage Auction, along with a handful of honorable mentions as well. And we get a classic 90s insert to kick things off at number 20, with this 1996 Skybox EX2000 Credentials Michael Jordan, card number 9. This was a BGS 8 that received 13 bids, and sold for $5,760. This is the first BGS 8 to hit the market since 2021, where the last one sold for $17,103. The all-time record sale of this 90s insert is still held by a BGS 9.5 that sold for $54,000 back in May of 2021. Up next at number 19 is this 2006 Topps Chrome LeBron James Black Refractor, card number 67. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids and sold for $6,300. This card continues to come down, as the first comp I could find for a PSA 10 sold for $25,000 back in 2021, and the prior sale was for just over $10,000 back in May of last year. This black refractor is serial numbered out of 99 and has a pop of 6 in a PSA 10. LeBron makes back-to-back appearances at number 18, this time with his 2003 Fleer EX Essential Credentials Now Rookie, card number 102. This was a PSA 5 that received 16 bids, and also sold for $6,300. Serial numbered out of 102, this is the lowest graded copy I could find of this card. The all-time record sale is still held by a BGS 9.5 that sold for $78,000 back in June of 2022. We get our first vintage basketball card at number 17, with this 1969 Topps Don Nelson Rookie, card number 82. This was a PSA 9 that received 14 bids and sold for $7,200. This is the new record sale of this card in any grade by any grading company, beating out the previous record by roughly $3,000. This rookie card is a pop of 24 in a PSA 9, with none graded higher. Up next at number 16 is this 1985 Michael Jordan Prism sticker, sticker number 7. This was a BGS 8.5 that received 8 bids and sold for just over $10,000. This sale is the first BGS 8.5 of the sticker to hit the market since 2021, and the price has drastically come down, as the last BGS 8.5 sold for $31,200. Since a PSA 10 has not hit the open market since 2016, the all-time record sale of this Prism sticker is still held by a PSA 9 that sold for $43,200 back in November of 2020. Coming in at number 15 is this 2009 Playoff Contenders Steph Curry Rookie Ticket Autograph, card number 106. This was a PSA 10 that received 18 bids and sold for $11,400. The current average sale price of this card in a PSA 10 is around $14,000, while the all-time record sale is still held by another PSA 10 that sold for $25,200 at the peak of the market back in February of 2021. Up next at number 14 is this 2003 Topps LeBron James Gold Rookie, card number 221. This was a PSA 8.5 that received 17 bids and also sold for $11,400. This gold parallel is a pop of 4 and an 8.5, with 22 copies graded higher, including 15 in a PSA 9 and only 7 in a PSA 10. LeBron makes back-to-back appearances again at number 13 with his 2003 Topps Chrome Black Refractor, card number 111. This was a PSA 8.5 that received 11 bids and sold for $14,400. This sell is up $1,200 from the last PSA 8.5 that sold back in December. Serial numbered out of 500, the all-time record sell of this LeBron Black Refractor is still held by a PSA 10 that sold for $480,000 at a heritage auction back in February of 2021. We're back to vintage at number 12 with this 1957 Topps Bill Russell rookie, card number 77. This was a PSA 5.5 that received 20 bids and sold for $15,000. This sell is down as the last two PSA 5.5 comps I found from 2022 were for $21,000 and $33,000. The all-time record sell of this card is still held by a PSA 8.5 that sold for $630,000 at a heritage auction back in August of 2021. An interesting note while doing research for this card, there was a higher graded SGC 9 that sold for $25,000 all the way back in 2007. We're sticking to vintage at number 11 with this 1972 Topps Julius Erving rookie, card number 195. This was a PSA 9 that received 9 bids and sold for $19,200. This sell is right in line with the current average sell price of a PSA 9, but far off from the all-time record sell of $59,040 that took place at a Golden auction back in March of 2021. This card is a pop of 160 in a PSA 9, with only one copy graded higher in a PSA 10. I was unable to find any prior sales of that pop of one PSA 10. We're sticking to vintage to kick off the top 10 with this 1970 Topps Pete Maravich rookie, card number 123. This was a PSA 9 that received 13 bids and sold for $20,400. This sell is roughly $5,000 short of the average sell price of the last PSA 9 sold, and far off from the record PSA 9 comp of $86,947, which happened in February of last year. The all-time record sell of this card is still held by a PSA 10 that sold for $130,000 at a SCP auction way back in December of 2015. This card is a pop of 85 in a PSA 9, with only 2 copies graded higher in a PSA 10. Up next at number 9 is this 1961 Fleer Bill Russell, card number 38. This was a PSA 9 that received 11 bids and sold for $21,600. This card in a high grade doesn't hit the open market very often, as there were only 2 PSA 9 comps from 2022 that averaged around $23,300. But one of those did include the all-time record sale of this card, which was for $29,400 at an REA auction in August. This card is a pop of 29 in a PSA 9 with none graded higher. We get a classic 80s basketball card at number 8, with this 1980 Topps scoring leader featuring Larry Bird, Julius Erving, and Magic Johnson. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 16 bids and sold for $22,200. This card continues to go down, as this is the lowest sell of a BGS 9.5 I could find since December of 2019. Even the last SGC 9.5 sold for $43,000 back in January of last year, And despite a gold label 10 hitting the market last April, the all-time record sale of this card is still held by a PSA 10 that sold for $861,000 at a Golden auction back in August of 2021. Coming in at number 7 is this 2003 Topps Chrome LeBron James X-Fractor rookie, card number 111. This was a PSA 9 that received 13 bids and sold for $26,400. This is the second lowest sell of a PSA 9 in 2023, as the average sale price of a 10 is roughly 30 grand. Serial numbered out of 220, the all-time record sale of this X-Fractor is still held by a BGS Gold 10 that sold for $312,000 at a Golden auction back in February of last year. Coming in at number 6 is this 1984 star Michael Jordan, card number 101. This was a BGS 8.5 that received 26 bids and sold for $27,600. Before we get to the top 5, I do have a handful of honorable mentions to share with you guys. And we'll start off with this 1988 Fleer Scottie Pippen rookie, card number 20. This was a PSA 10 that received 9 bids and sold for $1,740. This sale is short about $300 of the current average sale price for a PSA 10. And this Pippen rookie is a pop of 251 in a PSA 10. And making his first appearance on today's list, we get this 2003 Upper Deck SP Authentic Kobe Bryant SP Signatures. This was a PSA 9 that received 9 bids and sold for just short of $2 grand. This sale is down about $500 from the last PSA 9 that sold in 2022. And the all-time record sale of this Kobe Auto is held by a BGS Gold 10 that sold for 18 grand back in April of 2021. Up next is this 2007 Topps Chrome Kevin Durant rookie, card number 131. This was a PSA 9 that received 12 bids and sold for $2,520. BGS Gold Label 10s still dominate the market for this refractor rookie, as they currently sell for around 16 grand on average. And we get another classic 90s insert with this 1996 Flair Showcase Michael Jordan Hot Shots, card number 1. This was a PSA 8 that received 12 bids and sold for $2,640. PSA 9s of this insert are currently going for $4,900, and BGS 9.5s go for roughly $5,400. And for our last honorable mention, we get another classic 80s junk wax card with this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan All-Star card, card number 120. This was a PSA 10 that received 8 bids and sold for $4,320. This is a pretty strong sell for a PSA 10, as the current average sales price is closer to $3,600. This Jordan All-Star is a pop of 368 in a PSA 10. And Michael Jordan is back to kick off the top 5 with this 1984 star Michael Jordan, card number 288. This was a BGS 9 that received 9 bids and sold for $27,600. This is about what this card has been going for in a BGS 9, while the all-time record sale of this star Jordan is still held by another Beckett 9 that sold for $36,900 back in October of 2021. We get our last vintage basketball card at number 4 with this 1961 Fleer Wilt Chamberlain rookie, card number 8. This was a PSA 8 that received 19 bids and sold for $46,800. This sale is up as PSA 8s have been averaging around 42 grand. The all-time record sale of this card is still held by a PSA 9 that sold for $461,250 back in April of 2021. This card is a pop of 184 in a PSA 8, 32 in a PSA 9, and the population reports are showing only a pop of 3 in a PSA 10. From what I could find, a PSA 10 has not hit the open market since 2008, where the last one sold for just over 20 grand. Coming in at number 3 is this 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie, card number 57. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 48 bids and sold for $66,000. BGS 9.5s are currently averaging around 35 grand, but very strong subgrades on this one with a 3 9.5s and a 10 grade for the surface. This is the highest sell I could find for a Beckett 9.5 since October of 2022. An interesting note on this Jordan rookie, there has only been one prior sale of a BGS Gold Label 10 that sold for $82,000, but that was on eBay all the way back in August of 2009. Michael Jordan makes back-to-back appearances at number 2 with this 1996 Upper Deck US Olympic Champions. This autograph card that was graded a PSA 6.5 received 17 bids and sold for $210,000. This was the first ever comp I could find for an autograph parallel card from this set. Without an auto, this card is only a pop of 5 in a PSA 10. And topping off today's list for the 20 highest selling basketball cards from the February of 2023 Heritage Auction is this 2003 Upper Deck Exquisite Collections Lebron James, card number 78. This was a BGS 8.5 that received 8 bids and sold for $720,000. This is the lowest BGS 8.5 sale since August of 2020, and matter of fact, this exact BGS 8.5 sold for $1.2 million at a Golden auction back in June of 2022. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.